Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our launch of our live fitness classes. So hopefully you're doing well, feeling good this morning. We're gonna do a mobility workout this morning, and you won't need anything but a mat. I don't even have any shoes on, so if you're just kind of like sitting there with your coffee, come on down to the ground. Mobility is really about, we're just going to focus on getting blood flow to all of your joints this morning, because blood flow equals oxygen delivery, which equals less pain and healing. So we're really going to focus on just moving that body through all of our joints. Remember, everything is modifiable, so if something hurts, please stop, skip the exercise, or make any modifications that you need. Know that this is not meant to supersede any advice given by any of your medical team. This is just meant to give you some ideas for some movement that may or may not work for you. So we're going to start on our mat, and we're going to start with just some spine mobility. By the way, my name's Anneliese. Good morning. All right, so let's start in all fours here. And I want you to get your hands stacked right under your shoulders and your knees stacked right under your hips. And we're just going to start with some cat-cows. So I want you to round through your back, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And I want you to really tuck your chin to your chest, round through your spine, pull your shoulder blades apart. And then we're going to take it to the opposite, and I want you to push your belly button towards the ground, tilting that pelvis and look up. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. You should feel some stretch through your abs. And then we're going to go with your breath, and you're going to come in. And exhale, come on out. So just adding some mobility to that spine. You may find that your range gets bigger as we go through these. Good. Using that breath to help you move through. And one more. And exhale, come to a neutral spine. And I want you to take your knees to the edge of your mat, or a little bit wider than your hips if you don't have a mat. And I want you to sit back, reach out, right tall in front of you. And because this is about mobility, we're going to come in and out of this. So come forward. Maybe put a little bit of weight on your hands, extending forward. Good. And sit back. Good. One more time. And now we're going to run through these again. So come back to neutral, reset through here, and we're going to do 5 rounds of cat-cow. So start with that round. Big inhale. And exhale, look up. How you guys feeling? Happy Monday. I don't know about you, but this is the best way to start off your week. Just feeling your body. Good. One more. Round up. Now find that neutral spine. Take those hands out in front, widen those knees, and sit back. Opening up through that back. If you can't put any weight on your hands, that's okay. Just keep them here and come up and out of your rock. Lots of ways to make this work for you. But obviously, the more range of motion you can get, the better. One more. Good, we're gonna go through this one more time. So come back to your neutral, restack yourself, and round and arch. Use that breath. Excellent. One more. I want you to hold that arch here for a second. Since it's our last one, arch, arch, arch. Press those hips up towards the sky. And slowly bring it back to neutral. Widen those knees. One more set of the rocking. So sit back a little bit further if you can. And push up. starting to feel a little bit warm. You should feel that blood start to get through. Good, one more. One more. Come back to center. I'm gonna have you sit up, take a little break for those hands. We're gonna do one more set through in that prone position, so stay where you're at and take a break anytime you need. I don't know about you guys, but I got a little glisten going on already. So let's go back into our neutral. And we're gonna go for bird dog. So I'm gonna tuck my toes here. You can tuck your toes or drop them down to the mat if you want, however that works best for you, however it feels good on your knees. Also, since we're gonna be on our knees, if your knees are sensitive, which mine are, I like to roll the mat up just to add a little bit of cushion there. You can also add a towel there. So we're gonna start with bird dog. So you want to be stacked like how we started with our cat-cow. And now we're going to add a little bit of extension here. So you're gonna take your right arm, extend it out. And then I'm gonna take that left leg and I'm gonna start just by dropping it down here. Now, this might be where you're at today and that's okay. If you want a little bit more, we're gonna extend it up. So pull those abs in, reach, reach, reach to the ends of the room. Find your balance. If you're wobbling all over, that is okay. Come on back. Now, let's start with that left arm. We're gonna switch sides and take that foot back, grab your balance. And then lift up when you're ready. Now, if you're here and you're like wobbling all over the place, that's okay. But try and find some stability. So if you need to keep your foot down for now, that's okay. You'll get better. If it wasn't hard, then we wouldn't need to do it. All right, let's go back to that right arm, left leg, and come down and switch. Good, and switch. Pull those abs in, stabilize that back. If you're feeling this in your low back at all, I want you to try and pull those abs in. So keep going, but I want you to like tuck just a little bit. That'll protect your back. If you're feeling it in your back, you might be overarching. So make sure those abs are always engaged. And wherever you're at, let's finish up. One more on each side. Good, and then come on down. Now, we're gonna come down to our belly. So I'm going to turn towards you. Okay, so you're gonna come down to your belly. Now, I want your hands to be right underneath your shoulders and tuck those elbows into your sides. And you're gonna inhale and you're gonna just press up just a little bit, okay? If this is too much on your low back, you can start here. This is called Sphinx, and you want your elbows right under your shoulders, so where your hands would be, and then you're just pressing into the ground. Take some deep breaths. And then if you're doing full cobra, come on back down, and we're gonna inhale and you're gonna press up. And then tuck those elbows into your sides and lower down. Try and get that controlled lower. So this is adding a little bit more heat to our workout. This is a little bit more challenging. Inhale, press up, press up. Exhale, come on down. Good, inhale, press up. And exhale, come down. Do 3 more. I'm gonna switch back to the side here so you can get a different view. So if you're in Sphinx, you can come up and exhale. Good, give me 1 more, you guys. And come on down. Resting your head, I want you to do ear to mat, and then hands by your side. Just give your back a little bit of drop your shoulders. Take some deep breaths. Come on back to center. Drop your ear to the other side. Give yourself a few breaths there. And then when you're ready, come on back, and we're gonna take our arms out to the side to goal post. Okay? And I want your feet flat into the mat, and you're just going to lift up and then come down. And lift up and come down. Now we're gonna add to this, and we're gonna add a little bit of shoulder mobility here. So come on up, reach up, all the way down, back to goal post. Reach up, reach around, all the way back to goal post. Use that breath. Bring it back. Let's get one more. Good, and come down. Tuck those toes. I want you to press up and sit back. Back into child's pose. Take some breaths here. See how that back feels. We're using it a lot. We're getting a lot of blood flow into that spine. And when you're ready, we're gonna run through that one more time, starting with the bird dog, okay? So when you're ready, we're gonna meet back and all fours in our neutral position. Get yourself stacked, and we're gonna start with that right arm, left leg. Grab your balance, squeeze your glutes, and switch. And switch. So while we're doing this, you guys, if you've noticed there's some light music on in the background, always feel free with these videos to put your own music on. If you're anything like me, I like some loud music when I exercise, even if it's calm music. I like to get a little lost in the workout. Good, reach. And let's go one more on each side. Excellent, and come back. Now we're gonna go into that cobra. So walk your hands forward, drop yourself down into the ground. So if you're gonna do Sphinx or a cobra, whichever one you want, pick your poison. And then press up, big inhale. Tuck those elbows. Good, big inhale. Tuck those elbows. How we doing? If you're not used to push-ups, you will feel these tomorrow. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I want you to really hug those elbows into your rib cage. Good. One more. Excellent. Come on down. And we're going to go to those goalpost arms. And you're going to lift and extend. Pull back. Sweep under, drop down. Lift. Good job. Good job. Think about those nice, strong backs. Good, one more. And come on back down. Hands under, tuck those toes, sit on back into child's pose. Good, take some nice deep breaths here. We're gonna reset. And take a quick break. Get yourself some water, towel off if you need. We're gonna flip on over to our back and we're gonna meet on our mat. I'm gonna grab a towel. All right, you guys, how we feeling? Towel off. Catch your breath. If anything's feeling a little sore, then just don't focus on that so much anymore. Your workout should feel good. So now let's move on to a little bit of back of our body. So we're gonna give that back a little bit of a break, and you're gonna lay on down on your mat. I want your feet close to your hips, but about hip width apart. I'm gonna put my hands down on the ground here to provide some stability, and you wanna press up into your heels and lift your hips. Now hang out here for a second and squeeze those glutes, okay? I don't want you going any higher than your glutes can take you. So for example, if I come up, I can come up really far, but now I'm overarching my back to get there, and my glutes have kind of relaxed. They're still on, but they're not the prime mover anymore. So if you're feeling this in your back, revert down, squeeze those glutes. Good. So if you have any knee issues, leg issues, this is often a really good way to strengthen your legs without putting pressure on your knees. So keep this one in your arsenal. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Relax that upper body. And then we're going to add a little bit to this, so I want you to come up and hold, and little pulses. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. I don't know about you guys, but my glutes are feeling this already. Come on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down. Pull those knees in. Round that back out. Open up through those glutes. Good. Now, adding some mobility for our spine. We're going to give those glutes a break, and I want you to bring your legs up. This can be an advanced move for some of you, so if this is too much, keep your feet down. I'm going to keep my heels up if they're down, because I want to be able to twist side to side. But if you're here, we're going to add a little bit of abs to this spinal twist. So take your arms out to the side, and then slowly drop your knees towards me. All the way down to the ground, or as far as you can go. Now, I'm going to leave my hands out here and add to that stretch. And then I want to engage my abs to pull it back through the center. And then now let's drop them to the other side. So drop away from me. Take a couple deep breaths here. See if you can let that twist go a little bit deeper. And big inhale, pull those knees back towards the center. And exhale. We're going to go with our breath on this. Lift up. Keeping in mind you don't have to drop all the way down. So if you don't have the strength to pull up, or if you feel a little tweak on your back, don't go down as far. Just get a little twists. Good. Big inhale. Exhale. Big inhale. Drop down. Exhale. And drop. And bring it back in. Last one. To the back. Bring it back in. And drop down. So I don't know about you, I think I moved down my mat a little bit. That's okay. You're at home. You might even be in your pajamas. That's okay. We go with it. So let's go with that second set of these hip lifts. So hands out by your side, and you're going to lift on up. And come on down. And lift. Now we're going to go through 3 sets of these. So if this is good for you, I want you to stay with this. If we want a little bit more, I'm going to move my feet a little bit towards my midline, and I'm going to extend my right leg, and I'm going to put all of my weight in that left leg. Good. And let's switch sides, or you can just keep going if you're doing both legs. But keep those legs aligned together. And make sure that you're using your balance to lift through those hips and one is not sinking side to side. And come on down both feet, everybody up and hold. You remember this from the first set. Squeeze, squeeze. Use those glutes, relax that upper body, and breathe. You're doing great. Good morning. Good morning to those glutes. Stay with it. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down. Pull those knees into your chest. Wonderful, wonderful. Good job, you guys. Hopefully you're feeling good. And drop down. So we're going to go back to those twists. So option 1 here, option 2 here. Big inhale, drop it down to the side. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Really utilize that breath. If you need a break or to modify, take it. And by the way, it's okay to do some modified and some full. That's how you get to the full. Good. And I am definitely scooching down the mat. So if you are too, welcome to the club. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Bring it back center, drop down. I'm going to readjust myself. All right, 3rd set, you guys. Back to those glutes. We're going to do single leg or double leg. It's your choice. But bear down into that heel and lift. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Squeeze through that glute. We got 1 more, and then we're going to switch sides. Good. Keeping those hips nice and balanced. Stay with it. You got 2 more. Last 1. Foot comes down. Hold it up. Give me those pulses. Lift, lift, lift. And you know this is our last set, so we might do a little bit extra. So just hang in there. Squeeze those glutes nice and tight. Squeeze those glutes nice and tight. And up and hold. Hold, 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 hold. Take those hands over your chest. We doing okay? I know, this is a surprise. I want you to reach over and reach up. Good, keep those hips lifted. Hopefully those glutes are screaming at you. I know, it's not the nicest of me to do this to you on the last set, but that's okay. This is where we're going to get stronger. Take it up. Good. Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more. You guys got this. Keep those hips nice and lifted. You got 1 more. Good. Drop down. Extend those arms out. Bring those knees in. And then reset them to 90 or drop those toes down to the mat and drop those knees towards me. Good. And exhale, bring it back to the center. Inhale, drop. Exhale. Good job, everyone. Stay with it. Excellent. Let's do 1 more on each side. Finish this up nice and strong. And bring it back to center. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a big hug. Tuck those chins. Good. Breathe. And extend out. We're just going to get a little counter stretch before we move on here. Extend those arms overhead. Extend those legs. Give your back a nice arch. Take some big deep breaths. Good. And then bend those knees 1 at a time. And turn towards me, protecting that back. Hello. I haven't looked at my camera in a little while. And put that hand in front of you and go ahead and let that help you on up. And come up to sitting. Now, we're gonna really dig into these hips here. So if you need to do these in a chair, go ahead. Make any modifications that you need. We're gonna start out with basic and then we'll add on. So we're gonna do what's called a 90-90 with our legs. So you want that right foot right in front of you, and you want your knee to be at a 90-degree angle. So that means you don't want to be tucked in here. You want this out, you want your knee at a 90-degree angle. And then you want your other leg to come out, and you want that to be at a 90-degree angle, okay? So your heels are away from your body. Now, for some of you, you might be like, this is enough, and that's fine. If this is good, then this is good for today. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna add a little bit of movement. So I want you to walk your hands towards that right leg and then drop down. And you can walk down as far as your hip will take you. You should be feeling this right in that glute on your right side. And then come on up. And I want you to stay angled towards that right leg and then walk your hands behind you. So this should open up through this front hip, this quad, open up through that chest. And then we're gonna do that one more time. Good. Just add a little bit of breath here to release any tension. You guys are doing great. Walk it on back. Open up through that chest. And then come back to neutral. We're gonna add on, and we're gonna do the other side. So you can get over to the other side any way you want to, or you can use a little bit of your hip mobility and abs to get over there as well. So hands come here and lift up and switch. So if you did that, good job. Also, if you had a hard time doing that, I have a little tweak in my hip here, so I'm just gonna kind of let that go. If you had a hard time doing that, no, we're gonna do that more and you'll get better at it, I promise, okay? So let's readjust here, getting our legs at 90-90, turn towards that left leg and drop forward. This first one is really to just feel out where you're at, okay? And then slowly press yourself up, walk those hands behind you, opening up through that chest, and open up. And if you can drop your hands flat behind you, that'll give you a good stretch through your wrists as well. And big inhale, walk those hands up, and drop to the side. Good, take a couple breaths here. And come on up, and reach behind you. Good, 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 good. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of movement to that. So we're gonna take what we just learned, and we're gonna go side to side for a few reps, all right? So hands here, we're gonna switch to the other side. Good, drop down. Good, press yourself up, walk those hands behind you. Excellent. And come back center, switch to the other side. Excellent, drop down. And come back. Good, good, good. So we're gonna add on to this even now. So let's go to the other side. And before you bend forward, I want you to press up. Okay, so pressing through that hips nice and tall, come down, drop forward, walk it back, open up, and come back through the center. We're gonna switch to the other side. So get ready, because you know we're gonna do that lift. So bear down, lift up, come down, flat forward. And just go with what feels good. Don't be hard on yourself. It takes a little bit to get through this. Let's switch to the other side. This is a skill like everything else. Come on up. Excellent. Come on down. Lean forward. And remember, the other side. Excellent, lift it up. Good, tall through those hips, sit down, flop forward. Press yourself up and come on back. Hopefully by now you're noticing that you have some more mobility. It's getting easier with each rep. Switch to the other side. Get ready to lift up. Lift. Good, big through those hips, come on down, drop forward. Walk it on back. I don't know about you guys, but I feel looser and better already. I was very sore from this weekend. Flip to the other side, especially my hips, and they're already feeling better. Come on up. Good, and come on down, drop. Excellent. Walk it on back, open up. And come on back, let's switch to the other side. We're gonna do one more set on each side, so switch, make it good. You're probably feeling pretty good about these right now. Flop it on over. Lift it up, walk it back. Open up, open up. Come back through center. Switch. Get ready, sit it up. Nice and tall, right through those hips. Flop over. Walk those hands back. Open up. Good, and come back through the center. Excellent, bring it in here. We're just gonna get a little counter stretch here. How did we do with those? Hopefully you're feeling pretty proud of yourself. Those are not easy. And if you come back and do this video regularly, then you'll get better and better at this. All right, so now we're gonna do a little bit for our inner thighs. And we're gonna come back to our knees. So I am going to fold up my mat a little bit. Okay, but we're gonna stay only on this left knee, and then you're gonna take your opposite foot out. Now, my toes are facing forward, and I'm squared right here. But I'm gonna kind of move myself a little bit towards my midline, so my knee's outside of my hip, and then you're gonna come down. Hands under your shoulder. This is where we're gonna start, and if you are like me, you already feel that stretch through your inner thigh on your right side, okay? But we're gonna add to this. If you wanna stay here, but we're gonna add mobility to this move. So I want you to sit back, and then come forward. And then sit back. You guys are doing great. And if you can only sit back a couple of inches for that stretch, that's okay too. Remember, make this yours. Have fun with it. The nice thing about this exercise, this whole mobility workout, is it's a good opportunity to observe your body. Don't be a critic of your body, be an observer. If something feels tight or if something is painful, acknowledge it, but don't judge it. Just feel it, and what does that mean for you and your body and your movement patterns? Good, sit on back. Excellent. One more. And come on up, come on out of this. Bring it back in. I'm gonna just kind of reset here. We're gonna fold up the other side. So we're gonna do that left leg. So now, your right knee is on that mat. We're gonna take the left leg out to the side. So this side might feel a little bit different. For me, it feels different. This hip feels a little bit tighter right here. So we're just going to acknowledge that, and we're going to make modifications around that. And know that through the movements, you might get a little bit better as the blood flow gets to that hip. So we take it out to the side, start here. If this is good, hang out here. You can also, if it hurts to be on your hands, you can be down here. You can hang out here if you want. Or we're gonna add that mobility. So come on up. Good, sit back as far as you can. And come on up. And down. Good job, everybody. Good job. Really sink into those hips. Take nice deep breaths. See if you can get a little bit more movement. Get another inch down. Exhale, good job. Give me 2 more here. Big stretch for that inner thigh. Excellent, and come back in. Bring that foot in. Drop down. Give yourself a little stretch through your quads. We'll take a big deep breath in. And exhale. Good, big deep breath in. Exhale. Good job, good job. One more time. Good. Stay here for a second. Let's drop that right hand behind you. Pull towards your midline. Just opening up through your lats. You can add a little bit of a lean there. And come back to the other side. And switch side. So left palm to your back. Pull it in. Try and keep your chin away from your chest. Don't collapse in on yourself. Open up nice and tall. Lean if you want. Beautiful. All right, shake it out. So now for our hips, we've gone into the 90-90. We did some adductor stretching through our inner thighs. And so now we're going to get into our hamstrings and our hip flexors. So those are big for us because if you normally have a job where you're sitting a lot or you've been sitting a lot while you're home during this pandemic, you might be a little bit tight through there. So I'm going to keep this folded here because we're going to be back on our knees. And keep in mind, you can do these in a chair as well. You can check out some of our online videos if you want more chair exercises at positivechoice.org. Now, we're going to go for opening up the front of our hips now. So I want you to take your leg closest to me forward. Okay? Now, if you notice, my foot right now is ahead in front of my knee. Okay? That's because when I lean forward, I want that to stack. Take some deep breaths here. Good. And then we're going to add some mobility to this, so I want you to sit back, pull that toe up, and come down. Now for this, I'm going to keep my hands down, and I'm just going to help them walk me in and out of this. And come on back. Good. Big deep breaths. Really push your limits here. And if you can't go very far, if you're here, that's okay. That's okay. Move within your abilities and where you're at today. No judgment, just movement, just observing. Good. And come on back. And come on up. Excellent. And come on back. And come forward. We're going to stay here for a little bit, and I'm going to extend this stretch, and I'm going to press, press, press down. And you're going to drop your opposite hand next to your foot. And then you're going to rotate towards me, and then you're going to reach up and get that twist through your spine. Take some deep breaths. Exhale. Excellent. And come down. Now, we're just going to add a little bit. This is going to get a little bit more challenging, so if you want to sit this one out, that's okay too. I want you to take your foot, move it up to your mat, and then you're going to allow that knee to drop open, and you're going to take that twist and reach towards the back of the room and open up through those glutes, through those hips. You look fabulous. Even if you're shaking, I'm shaking a little bit. Even if you're falling down and coming out of it, just embrace it. It's all good. It's all good. Open up through that hip. Now, big inhale, you're going to come back through the center. Exhale, come on down. Walk yourself back into that hamstring stretch. Okay, we're not quite done. We're going to stay here for a second and sink down. So I want you to pull that toe up to the sky. Drop that hip. Deep breaths. And remember, you're not sitting on that back foot. You're holding yourself up. And then slowly walk yourself out. Bring that knee back. How we doing? Okay, we got that other side to go. So we're going to take your opposite foot, take it forward. So remember, nice and in front of your knee, square yourself up. So it's really easy. If I do this and open up towards you, I'm not really getting much of a stretch. It's more comfortable, which is why you're more likely to do it. So square yourself up, get that stretch through your hip flexor, and then just lean into it. Good. Take a couple breaths here. See if you can ease into that hip, let it go. And then we're gonna add that movement, so sit back, toes come up, drop down. Good, pull those hips back, pull that toe up to the ceiling, and remember wherever you're at, it's all good. So let's add that mobility. So walk your foot forward, or walk your hands forward, drop your foot, and walk back. And walk forward. And back. Beautiful work, everyone. Hope you're feeling good. I hope that you're getting a little bit of sweat going on. And forward. We're going to do one more time. Walk it back. And now this time you're going to hold it up. Excellent. So pressing through. Drop that opposite hand next to your foot. Start with the twist towards that leg. And then if you want, add that arm up and twist. Big, deep breaths. Excellent job, everybody. Now, you're going to bring that hand back. We're going to move that foot out to the side. Maybe move it up a little bit. Drop both hands. Allow that knee to open up away. And then twist and reach towards the back. Letting that hip open. You're doing so good. Big deep breaths. Come on back through the center. Walk that foot in a little bit. And sit back. We're going to hold into this hamstring stretch. Remember, you're not sitting on this back leg. Keep your back nice and flat. Hold that toe. I don't know about you guys, I'm much tighter on this side of my hamstring than the other. So this might need a little bit more love, a little bit more patience. Good job. And then come on back. Drop it down. Excellent work this morning, everybody. So it looks like we are at time. So come on here, have a seat. Get comfy. Take a little shoulder rolls. Good. Big deep breath together. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do one more. Big deep breath. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel much better. That 45 minutes flew by. Hopefully you feel good. Have a good rest of your day. And